Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So we're still not in the zone we were looking at yesterday, or the level we were actually looking at yesterday. So we're in the bottom end of it, and let me just do that. So that is the bottom end of it. We're sort of just hovering around inside here. Look at our oscillators at the moment. We don't really have a crossover between moving averages, so when we are between the 155 and the faster moving averages, typically we are in a range area, and that's kind of the structure that I'm seeing at the moment. If we look at the hour, you can see we are pretty much overbought right now, struggling in this zone here, engulfing bars, now an inside bar forming. My view right now is if we start dropping below 098768, the bigger downward trend is going to prevail. So what we mean by that is this is the downward trend. This is the zone of resistance. It was support. We never paid attention to it here. We basically ignored it, and now we're trying to pay attention to it here. So this is not an area for me to be looking for longs. I'm just going to just drop it a little bit. So basically these tails here from yesterday is what you're looking at. If we start dropping below those, I see us moving to the downside to continue the bigger journey down. Now we've got earnings coming out, so there's a lot of market fluctuation. So obviously investors are looking at earnings to see whether the economy is changing, and it's all the tech stocks that are coming out now, and they're the ones that have been hit the hardest. So yeah, let's wait and see. I don't think I want to be jumping in long or short just yet. So we'll pay attention to what happens in this zone. If we close below this zone today, then I would take that as a rejection, and then I'd be looking to move to the downside, at least to this trend line, before another attempt at the zone. So we've had one attempt. This is the second attempt, maybe the third time lucky, or alternatively we start dropping below this low here of Thursday. No, sorry, that's Friday. So the low of Friday, which would then sort of trigger a bigger move to the downside, because that would sort of validate this weird looking flag that I'm seeing. Okay, anyway, so that's a sit on hands for me. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, big up, big down, big up, and then just confusion. So this is the reset we've been looking for. Trend is still up, but the big question here is, do we trust it? So if you look at the hour, we've got to cross over the moving averages. We're hovering between the 155 and the moving averages here, and we're forming a little bit of a triangle. There's the bottom end, there's the top end. Now logic says we've had the big move down, pull back into some area of potential resistance, which we never tagged yesterday. As you look at that, either a move up into here and then a pullback back to the apex of the triangle, or you're looking at a move down and then a pullback back to the apex of the triangle. So I suspect we are probably going to hover around here for another day or so. I don't like the way the oscillators are looking. You can see starting to roll over again. So this is all indicating to move down. And if you look at the moving averages here, that is true. Problem is we're between the 155 and the faster moving averages. So this 155 is trying to hold price up right now. And just switching to the 15 minutes, it just gives you a better view of what's actually happening. So you can see how we're just hovering in amongst the moving averages here as well. So nothing really brewing. We're going to have to start getting above 149.575 for me to even start considering another move to the upside, which is possible. And if we do start sort of dropping to the downside of this triangle, I'm not going to take that break. I'll wait for the pullback to the apex, which is around here at 149.759, and if that retest is successful, then I'll look for the downside. For me at the moment, this is just poised, and if you look at the Euro USD, everything is poised for a continuation of the bigger trend, which is in this case will be to the upside. So yeah, the trend has been strong, so that's why it's going to be really messy for it to turn around. So I'd rather wait for decent structure. Look at this trend. before we start looking at it. So this one is a sit on hands for me until we see something better. Moving on to British pound, Japanese yen. Nothing here, to be honest. We sort of had this range, we dropped, and then we just ranged yesterday. So big up, big down, big confusion. Look to the left. It's been like that for a number of days until we start breaking below, above or below the structure that is formed. I have no interest in getting involved in this, so that is a clear sit on hands as well. Euro British pound, pretty much the same situation here. You can see, look at all this chaos here between the upper and lower levels that I gave you pretty much a couple of weeks ago. And if we look at the 1 hour here, you'll see it's pointless trying to chase this. I think yesterday I said to you probably look for a turnaround here based on the fact we're below the moving averages, but look, we're now above the moving averages. We've got a grouping here, we've got a separation, is leaning towards a potential break to the upside. But when you're stuck in a range like this, what normally happens is traders will take this break, looking at this move up, flag, look at the measured move up, which is going to break the range and basically height of the range to the upside. But often what happens is you get trapped because the big sellers come in off the top here again and drive it down. I'm going to want to see a lot more structure here before even jumping into this. So if you look at this, it's above moving averages, below, above, below, above. What's the next logical thing? Below. Although the oscillator is indicating there is potential here, but I want to see a proper close above and retest of 087737 before I even start looking at that. So that's another sit on hands. Okay, anyway, markets are looking a little bit skittish at the moment, so always wise to just sit quietly and observe for a bit, and then as soon as you see the opportunities, they will present themselves shortly this week, then take them when you see the price action that indicates the entry. Anyway, for that, me for Forex today, very reluctantly going to be sitting on my hands. Don't really want to get myself burnt just yet. Anyway, hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.